Okay, moment of truth, guys. Yo, welcome back to the vlog, guys. It is yet another day that I'm gonna be working on h22 swapping the wagon. I already got the motor in, so let me catch you guys up to speed on everything that's going on. So as you guys can see here, we got the h22a in. It is sitting nice, sitting pretty. I don't really even need the engine hoist anymore. I got the rear mount in here. Let's just lighten that up just a bit. Awesome. I got the rear mount in there, sitting nice. Basically what I had to do here was I needed to use the rear T-bracket mount from the Accord, and then it bolts right up to the H22, and then from there, that rear mount is gonna work. Basically same thing here with the passenger side mount. This is an Accord passenger side mount. It literally bolts right on to the transmission because the transmissions are interchangeable between the Preludes and Accords. So that one was pretty straightforward as well. But things start getting a little bit tricky when you get over to the driver's side, right? So the driver's side, I read you're supposed to use a Prelude mount, but when I use the Prelude mounting point here, as you guys can see, it doesn't even line up properly with the Accord mount that is supposed to go into here. So the Prelude mount that goes right here, that the bolt shoots right through there, the Prelude mount isn't able to go into here because of the way it's configured. So you guys see how this bolt right here shoots straight through the Accord mount right there. Let's go take a look at the Prelude mount. So the Prelude mount doesn't even have a section where you can put a middle bolt through. It's literally 3 bolts here that bolt straight to the chassis. You have 1, you have 2, and then you have 3 right there in the back. So I still need to figure out a way to get the Prelude mount to mate up with the Accord mount so that way I can get the driver's side mounted properly. So far, 1 bolt out of the 2 that are needed to bolt to the motor, 1 bolt lines up. So I was able to get that bolt through, but the other one, I read in forums that you're supposed to just grind down the Prelude mount or something, but clearly like there is no grinding that needs to happen. It's just simply just doesn't line up. But as soon as I figure out how to properly mount things on the driver's side, I'll inform you guys immediately. Other than that, I think I'm gonna go around and start buttoning things up. I also already got the shift linkage plugged in. I went inside, shifter, everything is working, neutral, every gear it wants to go in. Then I also have a friend that's probably gonna join us a little bit later today to kind of help me out with the wiring. The wiring for the most part is kind of plug and play, but there's a few things that I'm kind of confused about. I think there's a couple wires that need to be extended, and there just seems like there's a few spots where I'm not quite sure where the wiring goes. But don't worry guys, I know some of you guys are watching this so that way you guys can also H-swap your Accord as well. I'm gonna go through the whole thing once we get everything all buttoned up and dialed in, and I'm gonna show you guys exactly what I needed to do. So that way, if you guys wanna end up H-swapping your Accord in the future, you guys know everything that you need to do and you don't have to run into the same roadblocks that I did. So let's make it happen. Okay, I want to show you guys this because of all the forums I read, I feel like this isn't something that was really explained or touched upon. So this is the half shaft from the Accord motor originally, the F22B1, and this is an Accord axle, right? So in order for me to plug the axles in, I have to use the half shaft that those axles are compatible with. So for instance, if I'm going to use the Accord half shaft, I need to use the Accord axles because look, this Accord piece right here has a plug-in into the half shaft. Let me show you guys the Prelude axle. This is the end of the Prelude axle, and basically the axle gets plugged into. So the half shaft gets plugged into with the Accord. With the Prelude, the axle gets the plug-in. So the half shaft has the spline on it with the Prelude. So I just wanted to show you guys that because, I mean, that's pretty important. If you want to run those axles, you got to be able to know exactly which half shaft is going to go with what. Okay, cool. I got the Prelude half shaft out just so you guys can better understand what I'm talking about. So like I just said, this is the Accord half shaft. As you can see, the axle plugs into there, and this is the Prelude half shaft. So this spline piece right here plugs into the axle. So whatever half shaft you decide to use on your swap, just make sure that you're using the axles that are compatible with that. Okay guys, so it is a few days later. Basically we got everything else buttoned up on the Accord wagon, but I needed to get some wiring stuff done. I'm no wiring guru, so I brought it over to Robert from Hush Performance. He got the harness looking pretty nice here. It looks OEM, like it should have came in the car from the factory. So I'm gonna get him on camera and he's gonna explain to us a little bit about what he did. So some of you Accord guys, like I said before, that wanna do this swap, you kind of know what you need to do when it comes to the wiring and what you're going to be getting yourself into.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. It's Robert with Hush Performance. That was my introduction. I wasn't exactly sure what I was supposed to do. He just turned the camera on and now he's pointing at me. But we did finish up a wiring harness for him. I guess for a novice, it could be a little intimidating. I think that would be the better word. It's not too incredibly difficult. Most of the wires are there. You just need to know where they need to move to. Having both engines together side by side out of the car would definitely be the easiest way to go about it, because then you can set your original harness, which comes out of the Accord, and set it onto the H22, and then you can discover what lengths are what, and then you can see where the plugs are, the color codes that will tell you which one it is, so if you get confused on what's supposed to happen. A lot of questions would be what harness to use with the swap at all, right? And in the older model cars, like non-K series cars, so I would say anything from like 88 to 2000, B series or H series, just any non-K series, you actually use the engine harness from the vehicle, because most of the stuff is there. There are a few things you have to add, like VTEC or VTEC pressure switch. But on this harness, since it was already a VTEC car, we didn't really have to add anything. We just had to move things around. So we'll take a look. On the single cam, you have your distributor plugs here. They would normally sit over here. And so you can see there's a length difference here. So we had to cut this open and lengthen all this stuff over here. Then there's some fan switches and stuff that was moved to that I had to move back over here. This guy right here, this is gonna be your TPS and map. Inside this, there was also the intake air temperature sensor, which normally would sit on the back of the F22 intake manifold. Well, on the H22, it sits over here. So we had to move that guy, which is coming out of here now. So we basically have to just cut everything open and just like move things, but that also means we have to lengthen the wire too. So it could be intimidating for some, but the more you do it, like with anything, with more practice, the better you get. And this was something I really like to do, because I like to make them look OEM back in the day like that. We kind of were able to accomplish that here also. The car has VTEC. There was some wires that were here that needed to be moved out, and actually it was one of these, this right here, because otherwise it had been stuck over here. And what you'll see a lot of the times with a lot of the swaps is instead of cutting open, you'll just see them like just extend the wire, and there'll just be open wire everywhere in it. And it's just, you want to be proud of your swap, and you know, doing it like this, making it like the OEM, I mean, that would definitely make you proud of what you did, and at least you know for a fact that it works and nothing's gonna get snagged and torn out open, and you'll have a short somewhere or something like that. So I like how it came out.
Big shout out to Robert from Hush Performance. Yeah. I'm sure a lot of you guys know who this guy is. You know, he is a OG GOAT in the Honda game for sure, and it's definitely taught me some things about cars and doing some work on them too. Some of those things were at his expense, but I guess that's part of being a mentor. But yeah, I think he definitely killed it on this harness here. So I'm pretty excited to get it into the car, and hopefully we can get the car to start. At the ECU plug-in, there's 2 pins that might need to be switched, but once we get over there to the car, we are going to see. So thank you, Robert.
Good luck, man.
Okay guys, it is a few days later. We are back at the Accord. I basically have everything hooked up how it needs to be, wiring, got it all sorted. There were obviously like some little problems that I had to work through like wiring and other stuff, but everything is sorted now. I tried to start it before, but it wasn't starting. But I got everything sorted like I said, so we're gonna try and fire it up now. Okay, moment of truth, guys. Okay guys, it is a couple days later. As you guys saw in the last clip, that was Wago's first start. The car starts, but it runs pretty roughly, so I think there's just a few more wiring things that need to get done. I need to do more research and kind of just figure out everything that needs to happen. I think pins A6 and A11 at the ECU pinout need to be switched, but once again I have to do more research to kind of figure it out. But it's basically all it's really doing right now is the car will start, and then it's gonna give me a check engine light. Cool, so we're in the car now. We get lights on the dash, and let's see if she starts. Oh, dead battery. Well, the battery is dead, guys, sorry, but basically she'll start, and then after a couple moments of being on, a check engine light will come on. So this car is OBD1, so I'm gonna have to basically hot wire the little plug-in and count the flashes, kind of like Morse code, and just trying to figure out really what the problem is. But this video is a compilation of videos stretched over the course of a week, so I'm gonna end this video here. I think we accomplished kind of the biggest thing here, and that was really just getting the car started. So the car starts. At this point, it's just a matter of just buttoning up a bunch of little things. Yeah, it's crazy I was able to really do this. I got a little bit of help here and there from the guys from Denver Beer and Oil, which was awesome. I want to thank you guys a ton for that. Definitely go check their YouTube channel out. It's literally just Denver Beer and Oil. They do a lot of BMW stuff, a lot of hooning around. But for the most part, I did this swap by myself. It's a swap that I've been wanting to do for such a long time, and I'm pretty happy that I just finally pulled the trigger on it. Also, don't worry, I'm gonna have an in-depth video coming soon. Once I button the car up, I'm gonna tell you guys everything you need to know about doing the swap if you guys wanna do the swap yourself. All the little things that I ran into, because engine swaps are never as easy as 1, 2, 3. But that's gonna be it for this video, guys. I hope you guys really enjoyed the video. And if you watched all the way through and you enjoyed it, then be sure to hit that thumbs up button. It really helps me out. And I'm just trying to build the channel one good video at a time. So I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.